There's no rhyme or reason for like if it's Italian or Southern. For me, it's more of like a state of mind. You think of like country ham on one side, prosciutto on the other. Or you think of corn, polenta on one side or grits on the other. With Southern food and Italian food, it's just the familiarity of it all. For a long time in Italy, especially in the South, everybody was very poor. So growing up in the Southern US, it was the same thing. Everybody was super poor, and so what they did was they made the most of what they had. To me, it seems obvious, right? Because they both come from cucina povera is what they call it in Italy, so it's like cuisine of the poor. I don't want Popina to be something where people expect like this huge Southern thing, right? And it's like if you ask a lot of chefs in the South, the burden is almost like always have biscuits and gravy. That's not what Southern cuisine is about. It's just like if you go to Italy, you don't see spaghetti and meatballs. You know, there's no eggplant parm everywhere. There's just as much terroir for the food in both places. Most of the food at Popina is Italian first, and then we either try to make it feel Southern on purpose or it just naturally happens just because that's just the way I cook. Some things, there's not a single Southern thing about that, but it's delicious. The Johnny cake, it's smoked lamb neck, Alabama barbecue sauce, the Johnny cake. So outside of like the corn that goes in the Johnny cake, there's no Italian aspect to it. We knew that people were gonna want fried chicken if there was anything remotely Southern about the restaurant, and so we needed to figure out a way to make it Italian. So that's when we just started to experiment with Milanese, so the hot chicken Milanese, right? It's hot chicken. I think I'd recently just gotten back from Nashville, so I was all giddy about hot chicken. It's delicious, it's kind of cheating, we know that, but people love it. We season the chicken breast with salt, pepper, lemon zest, and toasted fennel. Then it gets panko, buttermilk, and then the super spice mixture that has like 8 or 9 different things in it. I want to say like the spicy level is more Hattie B's, but the way we sauce it is more Prince's, I guess. And the accompaniment, we wanted something that would cool it down. And I love ranch. I eat like a fat kid growing up. I'll put ranch on pizza, corn dogs, salad, whatever it is. But we wanted something bitter too to combat the spiciness. And so ranch with radicchio, lots of herbs. That's how the hot chicken was born. Food at Popina is pretty much just what I want to cook. We have a lot of people that come in and they're like, well, it's not so Southern. And there's plenty of Southern things on the menu, but there's not the things that they equate with Southern food. Growing up in the South, you're either a turnip family or a collard green family. And we grew up with collard greens. As far as I know, you can't cook collard greens without smoked ham hock. Ham hock and collards is very comforting, and it's ubiquitous with Southern cuisine. And I found that was another easy transition, right? It's like pork and collards, low and slow, pasta sauce, low and slow, and it's worked really well for us. Pappardelle is also a very comforting noodle, right? It's hearty. We make ours with a little bit of semolina, so there's a little bit more bite to it, so it adds texture to the dish that you don't always get from the soft pork, the collards. I love pasta. I eat pasta every day. I make pasta most days. There's anywhere from 3 to 4 pastas on our menu, depending on what we're digging at the market. We always have some sort of fresh pasta. When making the pasta, it's like the most peaceful time for me. Right? I'm up here by myself, I'm staring out the window. It's nice and sunny, there's people walking by. We always have Franco over watching while we're making the pasta, so it works. We'll special a fresh pasta out, depending on what I want to cook. The crawfish carbonara, we came up with it one day. We just started to experiment. Like where I grew up, you don't see a lot of crawfish unless you go to like an event that's like focused around crawfish, and that is nothing we were ever gonna do growing up. But it's obviously like a huge Louisiana thing. When we got the crawfish and I started thinking about it, for some reason I immediately went back to the carbonara. It's simple, it's pancetta. It is picked crawfish meat, tail meat. And then we take the heads and we make a crawfish stock with a lot of heads, lots of garlic, white wine, turmeric. And then sometimes we fold ramps in, depending on whatever the season is. It only made sense for us to garnish the top of the dish with a little bit more Old Bay after it's done. I always ate well growing up, and I don't mean eat well like we had fancy dinners, because we didn't. We were very poor growing up, but my grandma always cooked dinner. Anybody you ever ask like what their favorite version of whatever dish is, 99 times out of 100 it's my grandma's this or my grandma's that. It may not always be because it's the most delicious, but it's because it makes you feel the best when you eat it, right? If you're around somebody that they love you, they love feeding you, they love nourishing you, they take care into what they give you. But as far as the nonas go or the grandmas go, I mean, one day I hope I can, make viscous and gravy as good as my grandma, or I can make orchietti as good as Franca here.